Welcome students. Today we are going to study about consumer decision making process. How actually a consumer buys. Okay. So let's begin with the consumer buying decision process. So the buyer decision process, or you can say customer buying process, helps markets to identify how consumers complete the journey from knowing about a product to making the purchase decision. This is the basic study carried out by marketers. They should come to know how actually a customer need increases and how he purchased the product. And this is the whole process tells about how the need generate and how the customer purchase and how he evaluate after purchasing the product. So understanding the customer's buying process is essential for marketing and sales. So that is the basic requirement. The buyer decision process will enable them to set a marketing plan that convinces them to purchase the product or service for fulfilling the buyers or consumers problem. So let's begin with different stages in buying process. First comes with the problem recognition. So whenever a person or a he or she or consumer, when the need generates or he will be in a problem to satisfy that need, then he will come to know that he is having some problem. So that is the first stage of problem recognition. To fulfill that need, so for example, if you take a mobile phone, Mr. Harish think that his mobile is outdated and he has to go for the new mobile which is available in the market. So which meets his the new requirement. So that is his problem recognition. So in second process, he goes for information search. He will ask his friends, he will go to the YouTube and he will search different videos and information. He will go through different reviews, he visits some tech pages, then he starts collecting information search. Then he will get some alternatives for his need. So after looking at the alternatives, and he starts evaluation of alternatives. The number of mobile phones and brands he starts evaluating. So he will evaluate in terms of quality, in terms of different features in the mobile phones, and also the budget of that Mr. Harish. After evaluating all the alternatives, then he will decide to purchase the product. So that is the fourth stage, that is purchase decision. So once the purchase decision is done, so he will use the product and he will use it for some days. Then there will come the post-purchase evaluation. And the post-purchase evaluation says whether the Harish is satisfied or dissatisfied about the product. So this case happens with you all, everyone. So let's see one by one with the detail. So the need or problem recognition. So during need or problem recognition, the consumer recognizes a problem or need that could be satisfied by a product or service in the market. So whenever these, for example, you feel thirsty, so you will, that's your problem, then you start identifying the how you can fulfill your or how you can satisfy yourself with the product or services. So then problem recognition is the first stage of the buyer decision process. So at this stage, the consumer recognizes a need or problem. The buyer feels a difference between his or her actual state and some desired state. This could be simple as I am hungry, I need food. So basic need is hunger is your problem and you need a food. So when problem comes, then you have to go for fulfilling that particular need. You need a food. Then either you can choose, you have different information about it. So you start searching what can fulfill me. So the need may have been triggered by an internal stimuli such as hunger or thirst, or external stimuli such as advertising or word of mouth. If someone tells you by looking at an advertisement, suddenly they say, so you are a fat guy and you see an advertisement and you will find that reduce your weight. By looking at that advertisement, your need starts. That is the stimuli might be from the advertising. Okay. So moving next, information search. Once the need is recognized, the consumer is aroused to seek more information and moves into the information search stage. So once you are hungry, you start searching. For example, you will go through where I can fulfill my need of hunger. I need a food. So the second stage of the purchasing process is searching for information. So after the recognition of needs, the consumer try to find good for satisfying such needs. So they search for information about the goods they want. So consumer can get information about good from different sources. You will get it through, I told, online. Nowadays online you can get it. You can go through YouTube videos. You can go to a product review videos. You can go for R view, and even in Amazon, that's all informations are available. So you can start searching for information for to fulfill or satisfy your need. Moving further, after searching the information, how an information search is made by the consumer. So first is personal sources. This includes family, friends, neighbors, acquaintance that you also follow for yourself. Next, commercial sources. This include advertising, salespeople, dealers, packaging, and display. So nowadays, when you are searching something, when you put online, you write it through the search engine optimization. Automatically, you will get the uh, information regarding whatever you are searching. And third is public sources. This includes your media, consumer rating organizations, and etc. So they also become confidential to provide the information. Next, experimental sources. So this is includes handling, examining, using such information becomes decisive and confidential. Okay. So moving further to the third one, that is evaluation of alternatives. Once the need generated and you have searched information, now you have so many alternatives with you. Now you have to evaluate the alternatives. With the information in hand, the consumer proceed to alternative evaluation, during which the information is used to evaluate brands in the choice set. So evaluation of alternatives is third stage of buying process. Various points of information collected from different sources are used in evaluating different alternatives and their attractiveness. So for example, you felt hungry, you need a food, then you went for information search. So where I can do. So either you can have idli vada, you can have dosa, you can have biryani. So there are different alternatives available. Now it's on you. So how you evaluate, it's all about your, depends on your budget, your beliefs, so your everything satisfaction level. Then you will go for choosing a particular alternative. So when you are choosing the goods, service, different consumers use different bases. So generally consumers evaluate alternatives on the basis of attributes of product. So you will check which attributes you have, the degree of importance, okay, then belief in the brand and satisfaction level, etc., to choose the product correctly. Now fourth, you will do the purchase decision after evaluating all the alternatives, looking at your all basis of deciding the product, and you go for a selection of the best alternative. After the alternatives have been evaluated, consumer decide to purchase the product and services, and they decide to buy the best brand as per them or according to them, and depend on their information received or perception level. But their decision is influenced by others, attitudes, and situational factors also. So after purchasing the product, then comes the most important part for marketers, that is post purchase evaluation. So in this stage, buyer decision process, post purchase behavior, the consumer takes action based on satisfaction or dissatisfaction. So after using a product, then the consumer will decide whether he is satisfied or dissatisfied with the product. So in this stage, the consumer determines if they are satisfied or dissatisfied with the purchasing outcome. Here is where cognitive dissonance occurs. So did I make the right decision? Then always you purchase a product, then always you think whether you made a right decision or wrong decisions. So if your decision is wrong, then you will next time when you are going, and you will go for again the process, information search and all. And even what happens, you will suggest people not to purchase this. If you are satisfied, you will suggest people to purchase this type of product. So this was buying, making decision behavior process. So I hope you have enjoyed the session.